Yo, welcome back everyone. Been a minute. Hope you're doing good. Shadow Mist, Draconic, Koyo, and T Legendary. Good to have you all in here. Welcome Shadow to the first time, or for the first time to the stream. Yeah, we've got arena competition right away, guys. I had some stuff prepared to talk about a little bit. As soon as I started up my stream, my OBS was giving me a driver error. So I got really scared that I was going to have to delay the stream and fix it. Thankfully, just restarting my PC was good enough. So just restarting, it took a few extra minutes to do it, but we're here. The only problem is I have to kind of re-pull up everything that I had prepared to pull up. So that's kind of missing. Sorry, just pinging my mod. But yeah, we're all set up now. I just don't have everything pulled up. I wanted to pull up the bracket online and show all that stuff. Talk about the teams and whatnot a little bit, but I don't have any of that. So we have Arena Comp, which is starting. Here, let's see. The team on the left is Origin, team on the right is Rejects. I didn't know who I was streaming coming into this, so now I know. Update the logos. All right, so quickly I want to show the teams that are in top 4. We've got Busters, which is BLM Dash. This is their roster. We've got No Players Day 2, which is Ponda. If it'll load, which is, yeah, they've got a few Joker players. Puffy was original Ponda. Yeah, this is mostly Ponda. And then we've got Origin, which I believe this is their comp team with a couple tryouts. I think Chris is trying out, I think Zabi's trying out. I don't know about maybe Archangel, maybe Tiski. I don't really know who's trying out and who's on the team, but Cora has made it. The last team is Rejects, and they've got a couple other clan members, but yeah, those are the 4 teams. We're going to be starting off with Origin Rejects, it seems. BLM is going to be playing against Ponda, and it's just a top 4 double elimination bracket. The winner gets gold. It's 6k gold per player, and maybe also like a certificate. I forget. I played the last arena comp. I streamed my POV, and the prizes were reasonably good. Get like an animated avatar and a tier 9 certificate. Forgot about that, and I think I got gold because I got a compensation for that tank. But yeah, last 2 days were top 64, and then top 16 was yesterday. BLM defeated 404. Origin defeated Burger Buddies, so I'm actually not sure who that is. Looks like that's NA. And then Ponda beats 50A. And then Ouroboros, that's Rejects, they beat VGN. A lot of players are around in different clans right now. The whole clan event going on thing, a lot of players are moving around for that, but that's what's going on there. And yeah, we can get, I guess, right into things. Might as well. We've got Origin on the left, Rejects on the right. Looks like Rejects doesn't quite have 7 players at the moment. Hopefully they can get them in time. They've got about 2 minutes to do that. Origin's got 8 players, it looks like, so they've got backups and whatnot. Cora's all ready to go. I'm not sure if he's streaming his POV, actually. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to look that up. Origin got 2nd place last arena. Doesn't look like Cora's streaming this one. He's not, unless he's got delay and it just hasn't started yet. But I think I'm the person streaming this one. Yeah, Cora got 2nd in the last arena comp. I actually was playing with the Joker team and we won arena comp, so if you guys want to watch the last one, got my player POV on the channel. Joker didn't play this one. I didn't play either. I was out Tuesday and Wednesday, so I just really wasn't available. I was considering playing, I knew that I would be able to play the first 2 days. My team did happen to make it to day 3. I was screaming a lot with the BLM Dash team, but I did not apply for that team because I was out for a couple days. What's up, who likes Fortnite? Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. BLM stream, yeah, they're one of the teams. That's one of their names. Also, looks like Reject has 7 players, so that's good to see. We are on Lagoon for the first map. I'll get that intro prepared. Guys, it's been a couple months since I've done a tournament stream. I mean, I did my player POV in May, I believe, but in terms of an actual tournament stream, I think it's been since March. So it's been a minute. You know, I have to unrust a little bit, but I guess this is good preparation for the upcoming tournament season that's starting mid-August. So we can go ahead and prepare for that here with Lagoon. The first map, we can get the scene rolling, and we'll see how it goes. I noticed one interesting tank on the Rejects team, which was the E100. Don't really see a whole lot of it. There must be a reason, maybe playing as an anchor somewhere. But, I mean, you can't see the tank lineups right now. You probably saw them a little bit before the map showed. But we've got a bunch of MLEs here on Origin. 4 of them, Akron, 2 and 5B, and T100. And Rejects, you got double MLE, double 50M, Super Conk, and T100. So both teams running a light tank. Hytronics going to the spotting position. Fruity going to the same spotting position on the other side. It tends to work pretty well. High's going to get some good vision on the team, but he gets blind fired. Fruity is not going to spot anything quite over here. However, Sad World and the E100 will. Drove off to this side a little bit, was able to light Rob and Zabi. But Rejects knows they didn't see anything crossing, so they know Origin is not an A. They're going to go ahead and step it quickly, with Fruity going to be the first to take a base. And Origin's going to have to grab C to equalize. Will they step B? Rejects doesn't have a clear defensive B at the moment, so if Origin decides to do it, they may well be able to. However, Origin doesn't know if Rejects is sneaking a tank in there or not. And yeah, I'm curious to see which gun we're using on the 100. Okay, we're using the small gun here. Alright. Pretty reasonably good tank. Reasonably good gun on the tank as well. The small gun got some buffs. However, we don't see it in comp a whole lot. Nice shot from Sadworld though. A little module damage into Zabi. It doesn't even look like he damaged his modules at all, but somehow he got the base reset. Korra is trying to keep Sadworld off of the reset. And Sadworld does take 2 shots, manages to get the reset, and now we're seeing Elemental coming in from the other side. That's multiple angles that Rejects are putting pressure on Origin. They're able to push Zabi off of the base, but they do take some bleeds in doing so. Ooh, Elemental has gotten pretty low, just clicking on him here. Oh my goodness, yeah, he's taking a lot of damage. He's on half HP. Origin has definitely got their money's worth by attempting to grab that base. And are they going to try again? Looks like Zabi drove forward a little bit again. This time Lagundo is going to take that position that Elemental was in. Try to continue the resets here. But Core is in a really good position. Hold down with the crown, of course. Nearly impenetrable turret. And going to be in a very good position for defending the base. And, man, it's going to throw me off seeing Chris is an Apex on the red team, Elemental's an Apex on the blue team. It's just going to throw me off. But Rejects has flanked all the way around to grab the C base. They found Chris kind of caught out here. He's going to drop it down. Elev play. Oh my god, yeah, that is going to throw me off. Rejects only having a few players that are actually in the Rejects clan. They're going to take some map here, and they're going to grab the base. Problem is they don't have any HP. Artem going to try to flank around, get the crossfire into Zabi, but he's got a couple tanks behind him. High, Whiskey, they're both going to try to farm him out here. He's just going to keep pushing forward. But Rejects does not have a whole lot of HP to work with. They got their kill, but they don't have a whole lot else at the moment. They lost the A base, so grabbing C didn't do that much for them. They're going to lose Sadworld here, and then all of a sudden they're not going to have the tank advantage. They still hold on to a little bit with the kill on Chris, and they actually pick up Whiskey as well, but they lose Sadworld, so they're up a tank. HP is getting a little closer to even, though. High taking some damage in the light tank. You want to be careful, of course. Fruity might sneak around for that 1v1 if possible. High is a capable player though, so Fruity will have to be careful about that. Core's got his fully reloaded Kronvon though, and that can be scary in the endgame, having that nice clip. Rob trying to make a play on Lagundo, but he's getting crossfired a bit by Turdy. And Tiski maybe trying to make a play there, but Fruity might come back to support against Tiski once Turdy spots him. And yeah, he's going to take a hit there. No, he's going to shoot Lagundo instead. No, Tiski missing the shot on Lagundo. I believe Tiski is Nala from the Kitten team, by the way. But Rejects has taken the lead in HP at the moment. They also, of course, have maintained the tank lead. Lagundo, though, becoming a weakness for the Rejects team, and Tiski's going to try to insert himself into there, but Turdy blocking him off. Korra somehow finds the 50M, though. I didn't see how the 50M peaked, but that gives Origin equal tanks again. And they're going to go for the kill on Lagundo. Fruity's going to help out with Tiski, though. Getting a nice track there. Lagundo can put another shot, and Tiski's not able to get the kill. High, though, he's going to look for it. Missing that shot as well. Cora gets it instead. 3v3, it's pretty tight. Rob looking for a shot into Apple. Wow, misses it, but Cora gets a nice track. Will he be able to find the kill here? It's going to be big. High sneaking it from the other side. Fruity's going to try to chase him down. Rob's going to have a shot, though. Great blocking from High. And yeah, Fruity taking way too much damage there. High sneaking in an HE to get the kill, and all of a sudden, Origin having the favor in the end game there. Both Rob and Core putting in a nice shot. What a clutch there. High with an excellent play blocking the light tank. It's going to be a one-on-one between Cora and Turdy. Cora's not going to have the shot here, but he is going to step the base, put a little bit of pressure onto Rejects here. He's going to have to do something. If he lets that base go, then Cora's going to be able to run away. Does Cora roll high enough? No. 362. Turdy gets the shot into Cora, but it wasn't quite enough to reset the base. But Cora's going to push his luck anyway. He knows he's got the reload. He's going to try to maybe sneak an HE into the turret. Turdy's going to have to roll really high if he wants this. That's a bounce from Cora. He still has another shell, though. Clever to let another one load. Going for the Cupola here. Does Cora go for an HE or just keep letting the shells reload? He's got time on his side here with the extra cap. And he's going to try to sneak the shot. Turdy trying to craft a better angle, but he's got a tank behind him now. Can he sneak it? Cora with the bounce. Turdy's looking. Activates the reactive, but it's not enough. Cora clutches game number 1. Wow. Really good play from High, I was trying to say. Blocking the T100, both Cora and Rob, I believe, were able to put extra shots into him. He totally could have gotten the light tank kill if Fruity took that angle a little bit better, but Origin clutching that game 1, Cora with 5.3k damage there. Turdy doing a good job holding on that 1v1, but he had lots of disadvantage in that situation against a Clipper. Cora had multiple tries to hit the shot, and even though a couple bounced, he was able to connect the one that won the game. There we go. We'll move on to game number 2. This is a best of 5, so first team to 3 games will win. Swap spawns on Lagoon here. I've got apple juice, guys. Drinking some apple juice today. I don't have any Arnold Palmer. I haven't actually drank Arnold Palmer in a while. Kind of realized I was drinking too much of it. I need to kind of cut it out, so I'm trying to be a little bit healthier. It's mostly just water that I drink nowadays, and occasionally an apple juice or grape juice. What's up, Ty? Hope you're doing good. Van Leeroth, Impy, and Unique. Shalom. The hat is plus 400 aura. You like the hat? It's just a red hat. I don't really think there's anything special about it, but I'm glad you like it. Anyway, game number 2. No light tank this time from Rejects. They do run a T22 with double 50M. No meds for Origin, just a T100. But triple MLE, double 2 and 5B, and we're keeping the Quran. It worked out for them pretty well last game. 5.3, we'll see if it works. This time, Sedwell going to keep the E100 as well. Seems to like the tank. Prefers it over the MLE. I respect it. One other thing I didn't notice last game, I didn't notice how Elemental died in the 50M. I think if he played it slow there, he kind of gave Core the kill for free. Definitely could have gone the other way for Rejects there, but the past is the past. They kind of have to move on now, of course. But it was a nice, good, close first game. Good way to kick off top 4. Curious to know how the BLM Ponda set's going. I know BLM, they play really well. Their caller is missing. I think he's going to be missing for the first 2 sets today. So unfortunately, it might be difficult for BLM, because if they get eliminated in the first 2 sets, that'll suck, just missing their caller. Because they're a good team. I played with them. They scrimmed against Origin. We're actually able to... I mean, not that scrim scores matter, but we're able to hold their own against Origin. I think it was like 11-5 or something in BLM's favor. 10-5, I don't know. I wasn't there the whole time, so I didn't see the whole score, but they're good. They play really well. Anyway, it looks like High and Whiskey may have identified a weakness in Rejects. Artem being identified as alone. He's going to try to run away, but Origin's just going to hunt him right on down with Whiskey and high there, and they just keep tracking me. They're not letting him run. He's already used his repair, and now he doesn't have enough gun depression to shoot the light tank. Yeah, Artem's just going to go down quite quickly. Looking at the other side as well, Rejects is kind of getting smashed here. Sadworld not in the best position, trying to block away Rob and Chris, while the rest of Rejects pushes through, but they haven't managed to do anything here. 50M's not doing the most. Fruity turning all the way back around along with Elemental, and they'll find High, but they're losing so much else. They lost their full health E100. Nonce and Apple are going to struggle against Zabi and Whiskey, although High will likely get picked here. No, Whiskey's actually doing a good job of kind of blocking Fruity from getting through, so High is able to survive. And Elemental was killed as well, trying to hunt down High, so really good play from Origin here. Their individual players are doing a very good job. And this game's not going to be quite nearly as close as the first one. Down goes Turdy, down goes Nonce. Fruity will fall in just a moment here to High. Apple maybe picking up a kill. No, not quite a very good roll. And that should be it. Multiple bounces from Origin allow Apple to get one kill, but that game, yeah, a lot less close, and Rejects are going to have to lock in here if they want to bring it back, but of course it's not always easy to fight against Origin, team that has been consistently top 2 for the past year plus, and top 1 several times as well. Whiskey with a nice 3.4. Yeah, between Whiskey and High taking out both Elemental and Artem together, that was very clean. But we'll move on to game 3, Middleburg, the map. The 34 hat. I do have the 34 hat. That's somewhere else. I'll bust it out sometime. I have a bunch of hats. What's really funny is I really only wear these hats for the tournament streams. Like back when I used to stream regularly in pubs, I never wore a hat. And then whenever it was tournament time, I'd put on one of my baseball caps. I have a I don't want to say a big collection, but I have like a dozen of them or so that I would rotate around. Maybe a little bit less that I wear on stream, because a couple of them kind of identify personal info, so I don't wear those. But the ones that don't, I try to rotate around like 8 or 9 of them. Get more Arnold. It is good, but I drank way too much of that stuff, man. Trying to cut the extra calories when I can. Anyway, no light tank this time for Origin. They're just rocking 4 MLEs, 2 Infabis and a Kron. And Rejects will go back to having their T100 along with 2 50Ms. I will have to say, having played a good amount of this meta, I don't always see that much success with the 50Ms. They're definitely a solid tank overall, but in competitive, like, it's hard to play aggressive with 50Ms when the MLEs exist and they can just soak way better than a 50M could. And yes, of course, sometimes you want like a mobile soak tank, but those tanks even struggle against something like an MLE loadout, so... Personally, I don't love playing the 50M myself. Anyway, we have introduced Middleburg for game 3, and if Rejects is to win it, then we'll make it to game 4. I believe Zabi on Origin team, he's trying out for them. I forget if he was from Rejects. I think he's played on Rejects, so I'll have to double check that. He was in Apex for a little bit, but he didn't stay for very long. Blind fires are occurring. Origin, despite not having any medium or light tanks, decide to drive up. Fruity does spot Chris, and he drives right through the middle of the map. Origin doesn't really have anything to punish it, though, so he's just going to hide right away. And 50Ms are going to quickly take C. Now, Fruity didn't really spot anything in the back. I didn't notice if he spotted Rob or not. But Origin is going to play quite aggro. They've got High up top. Chris, of course, was already spotted. Sneaky shot as well was that from Cora all the way back down into Apple. Rejects has their own tanks up top, and they will be ready to absorb the push, but they are down a tank in comparison to Origin. Rob with a nice sneaky one into Snemho. He's going to go for a second. Doesn't quite have it. He will find it here, though. He should. You should have an angle. Okay, he shoots Turdy instead. All right. Yeah, Origin have good angles here. They have an extra tank. Rejects have spotted all 5 tanks from Origin up here. Now, are they going to make a play down low? Artem's all the way down, so is Sad World. And Fruity, of course, is well in the light tank. They find Korra and Zabi. Now, Artem is going to eventually drive back up. It's going to take him a bit of time to get there. Origin is not pushing their tank advantage up here just because they don't know where Artem or Sad World are. Now, Sad World is spotted, so they know that, but they don't know about Artem. But Origin's doing a fantastic job of bleeding the Reject team out. They've put several shots of damage in, and only just now, about 10 seconds ago, Whiskey Tango taking the first bit of damage for Origin. So they're doing a really good job at holding their HP. Every shot that they take, they're putting out several. Nonsen, Snimho just took another. Turdy just took another back here, and amazing map control here for Origin. This should definitely be a clean sweep of a game, unless Rejects somehow muster the ability to pull off an amazing brawl, amazing focus fire, but Origin's just looking really clean. Game 1, a little sloppy, but Game 2, of course, they cleaned up quite nicely. Also, Fruity did get blind fired there. Really good awareness from Korra. It had to have been Korra to put that in. Yeah, he's trying to go for them. And, yeah, Origin are now in the cap lead as they were so far in front of the other team in the sea base. They were able to grab it, no issues, and they're just bleeding Snimho out. He's completely unsafe. He's either getting shot one angle from Chris, the other angle from Rob. It's just not looking pretty. And Rejects are now making a play on A. Zabi's going to help out along with Korra to reset the base. They're going to keep their map control here. Again, whenever Origin want, they can just kill Snimho here, and they will be at 900 cap points, basically. Fruity's getting bled out here. Sorry, I say 11 because Apple, wow. Rejects try to send another tank down low to help out, but Sedworld's already basically a 2-shot. It's a little bit too little too late here. And look at the HP difference, by the way. Like 16k to 6k. That's insane. Really clean play here from Origin, and yeah, Rejects had zero answer at all. That game was one of the least close games I've ever seen in competitive. Wow. Very nicely done from Origin. Clean 3-0 sweep to move on to winner's side finals. Very nice. And yeah, look at the damage difference. 3.8k, 12.2. That was a very well positioned game there from Origin team. There we go, 3-0. Can go ahead, see how the other group is doing. I mean, it's likely that it's not done unless one of the teams just completely rolled the other, but I don't know if that would have happened. It doesn't look like it has. No, they're still playing. Yeah, I don't think BLM has their main caller right now, so might be a little bit rough for them, but who knows? Maybe they're good enough to win without a caller. That would be crazy. Message in the chat from Caracal. I hope Canyon, Ghost Factory, Mayan, and Oasis get returned to trainings before Reforged. I agree. I think it's really silly for them to remove maps. Like, they added the new ones, but I don't think that gives them the thumbs up to just take old ones away. Unfortunately, Caracal, what I believe is going to happen is when Reforged does come out, it's going to have less maps than the current Blitz does. Because I don't think they're going to have finished every single map by the time it comes out. Unless they've been spending a good amount of effort there, I would assume that most of their efforts have been going towards fixing bugs and making changes that make the community happy. And everything else is kind of just like pushed down. So I am a little bit nervous that we are going to be missing maps. But we'll see, I suppose. We will see. Yeah. Who knows? I think the maps that go to Reforged are mostly going to be unchanged, but they will have some edits. Like, we already played on the new Castilla, which, like, visually looks different. I mean, every map's going to visually look different, but even if you look at the actual map itself, like, the A side is wider, and it's just like a minor detail, but I'm assuming that most maps that get moved to Reforged are going to have minor changes for balance or for improving the size of the map or whatever, I don't know. So I don't think any maps are going to get major overhauls in the new version. That sounds unlikely to me. What was that? T22, okay. Yeah. Will I stream more in Reforged? No, I wouldn't. As of now, I'm just doing tournament streams and that's it. And which actually kind of gives you the opposite effect of what you're looking for, right? Because when Reforged comes out, we are not going to be having tournaments. That is not going to be a thing right away. They don't have tournament system implemented in Blitz yet. So who knows how that's going to go. Yeah, that's right. Hi. Sheridan Muscle back there. Good to know. He's just camping. So I've got the Sheridan Mist on my team with me. The E1's not, though. He's just dying over there. Love that. He's just probably dead. Let me just go through for this. I got 5 seconds left. He's going to go for that. Nice. See if my teammate will go for the shot here, if he's going to turn. There we go. That's beautiful. Increased module damage from the mark and from his hammer ability. Excellent. And us cleaning up on this side nicely will help. We're moving over to the other side afterwards. I've been playing a good bit of Mad Games today. I was platooning for the clan event. Mostly playing the 140. I was just kind of feeling like a healer role today. I didn't feel like sweating a whole lot in terms of, you know, trying super hard to win every game. So it's just a matter of playing something easy like a heal. I don't care that this guy's got his ability, which makes me take damage, because I heal a lot of damage every time I shoot him as well, so it works out just fine. Missile bounces that. Put an extra one in here. No, didn't have it. But we'll take the dub here. Yesterday I was just kind of playing the Leopard a bunch and playing really brainless. I don't really like trying super hard when I play games. I just like playing brainless. No rewards for watching? I don't think so. I don't think Wargaming's hooked up the portal. If I click on this, I think my stream is linked, but I don't think if you click on it, it probably just takes me to YouTube is my guess. Yeah, it just takes me to YouTube. Didn't want to have my stream audio there. That would be awkward, but yeah. No rewards, just for those of you who would like to enjoy some competitive play. We haven't had tournaments in a while. Although it is exciting to announce that we are having the new tournament starting. I believe, what was it, August 11th? Was the announcement that Tolian made in the important tournament channel. August 11th, which is a Monday. I think that's when the next tournament's starting. So that's exciting. Everyone's wondering if it's the last tournament before Reforged. I don't know. I wish I could answer that for you. I don't have that answer. It really just depends, because once Reforged comes out, there aren't going to be tournaments for a while, presumably, unless they implement them really quickly and are willing to put staff in place to manage them and all that sort of thing. So I don't actually know about that, but I am a little bit nervous that this may be the last one. I'm not sure. Rejects ain't the same no more. They were good last season. I mean, they were alright. They made top 8, right? So they were definitely good, but it's really hard to compete. Like, the skill gap between a team that makes the bottom of top 8 versus a team like Origin, that's a pretty big skill gap still. Like, Joker and Origin are pretty much a cut above the rest of the server. This season, a lot of people are questioning Origin because they lost a lot of players on the roster. Like, I think the only people returning are Bubba, Hytronics, and Criminal, who is an EU player, and maybe Playmaker is as well, and of course. That's half their team, I suppose. But still, having to add 5 new roster members is quite a lot. Because they lost a good amount of players. Oh my goodness, that 183 is just dead. There's no way the Minnow unloads his last shot, right? Surely not. Good. And the 57 and me being next to the Minnow means that he reloads faster. That's super useful. 183 is fired. I missed. Yeah, skill issue. Not enough shell velocity there. And the 50M's ability is just so bad, bro. It's so bad. I'm impressed you hit that. Well played, buddy. And I bounced. Yeah, I'm dead. I kept trying to peek it anyway. I was like, you know what? I'll keep going. If I die, I don't really care. What if I redeem a replay for the next break? Yeah, you can do it now if you want. I'll have to check when the next set starts. Yeah, I just pinged Draconic because if he sees my stream response, it's going to take him 3 minutes. Minimap needs an upgrade. I'm not sure how I feel about the new minimap. They're definitely prettier, but they're harder to read because the green on the map kind of messes with the green of the icons. Alright, I got you, replay Draconic. Any games started? Yeah, Temper. So the first set, Origin 3-0'd rejects. I believe Honda BLM is still playing. I didn't check it just a minute ago, but last I saw them still playing. This is Big Boss, so this was a bit ago, huh? This was like at least a couple weeks. How long has it been since Big Boss? 3 weeks at least? Maybe more? A month? I don't know, but we got the double mouse platoon, Draconic. And Mouse Bomber is a scary thing to have. For those of you who play Mad Games, of course, or I mean, not Mad Games. Those of you who play Big Boss, you will probably know, but bombing damage is based on the tank's max HP. The mouse has the most in the game, so this is a very scary bombing tank. You get a couple tanks together, you only need 3 tanks together, but with just 3 tanks together, you have enough power to chain your bombs. Like, your one bomb does enough damage to earn you XP to get the next bomb. Now look at this. They're all grouped together. Draconic leveled up. Now watch what's about to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang. Just leveling up the chain. That is beautiful, man. That's about as perfect of a start as you can have. So good, dude. Bomber's so early, or so good early game. That was awesome. Another Yegg's coming in. Uh-oh. He's a bomber of his own. Careful. Oh, and look at that. You guys just killed the boss immediately. You're about to get another bomb. That's going to be another 1,500 damage each tank. Boom. Guys, Draconic is 18.8k damage. It's been a minute and a half. Yeah, nice. That's a good start. Not a bad. The score is 26-18. Nice. Nick, did I miss the games? You missed the first set, yeah. I don't know when the next one is starting. Presumably it's going to be a bit, so don't mind playing this replay for Draconic since he redeemed it. What's up, Dizzy? Welcome to the stream. Dizzy, why are you not playing arena competitions, sir? Want a new meta? Yeah, I do too. It's been a year. Don't they normally balance the meta every year or so, and I feel like it's been a year at this point. I guess I don't have the exact dates on hand, but it feels like it's been a year, and they should rebalance things. Because MLE meta has been really boring. I mean, it's interesting in the sense that you can be aggressive because of the, you know, pushing nature of the tank, but it's just, I don't know, man, I don't like it. Having played it too in scrims for the past couple weeks, I just really hate playing it. I'm still deciding if I want to play competitive for this upcoming season, but man, when I have to play the MLE, it just makes me not want to. It's terrible. It's not fun. Draconic is a healer now, so is his platoon mate. And actually, another interesting thing, you guys may not have known this one, this is a little bit less known, but the healing tick ability that the mouse has, or really that any tank has, the healing ticks are also based on your max HP, so technically, mouse has the best healing ability in the game, like active ability. Of course, when you shoot a tank, the amount that it heals is based on your alpha damage. But in terms of like the ability that you click and those ticks, that's based on your max HP. Which less people know about that one. Okay. The game's a little bit less landslide now. Things have evened out a little bit, but they're kind of still up by 5 points. A lot of healers are on the enemy boss right now. I think I saw 3 healers there. Can't quite see it right now, but that's a lot. Yeah, 1, 2. That's 2 on the screen right now, and I think the tank to the right was also 1. It's a lot of healing. Of course, you and your platoon mate have been just thrown around this whole time. You guys are still surviving because you're both healers. It's pretty broken. That's so goofy. Yup, the Egg's a healer, Kronvon's a healer, Mouse is a healer. That's a lot of healing. Man, your platoon mate just won't die. Very nice. Landing on him deals a little bit more healing. Jeez. And now, if only you were bomber now, dude, destroy them. Nice, and Chaos gets under them to deal some extra damage to the Egg. If you're shooting the boss, I feel like shooting the healers probably might be more useful, but it's all good. How much more time is on this replay? Does it go the whole 9 minutes? It does. I don't know when I get my invite. I'm a little bit nervous. Hopefully I didn't miss the set and it wasn't at like 9:32 or anything. Lol. There's a good chance it's at 9:50. Some tournaments tend to have that time. Finish up my apple juice. The big boss is so fun in a platoon, man. Know your gravity? Oh man. Gravity is really good with, obviously with another gravity, but with a bomb as well, especially when you're a mouse and you can just pull them all together with one tank and bomb them with another. So good. Because when you're a max level bomber, it does 50% of your HP in damage. So for a mouse, you've got 3,000 HP, you're doing 1,500 every bomb. And that's to every single tank that's nuclear or close enough to, you know, get damage. So if you hit 3 tanks, that's 4,500 damage instantly every 20 seconds or so. Doesn't always work out like that. You're not always bombing 3 tanks at the same time, but and I like what Chaos is doing. He's going to drive under them. It's going to do a lot of damage to whoever lands on him. Unless it's the mouse, because the mouse is heavy, but if like a really light tank like the Kara dropped on Chaos, he would have died pretty quickly. I'm done with this MLE meta the last years. It's so bad, man. If the meta were more fun, I would be more convinced to play comp this next season, but the way it stands right now, after scrimming for a while, it's just so disheartening. The only time I'm really having fun is when I'm playing off meta, or not off meta, but like non-MLE tank. Yeah, now you're getting under the Kron. Yeah, look at this. Kronvon's taking damage way faster than you are. You took 1,300, he took 16. Yeah, nice. So RNG based, yeah, the guns don't behave very well. Draconic's at 25k damage. Now gets Catalyst ability, so he's now had every ability once. And of course his platoon mate is now a bomber. Would have been really good if you were Graf, but all good. Game's almost over. It looks like we're seeing a little bit of lag, specifically from Chaos. He is teleporting. No one else seems to be teleporting, it's just him. I don't think I've ever seen this in a replay before. That's really interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a tank teleporting in a replay like that. Oh, he's about to destroy them. Yeah, look at that, 1,500 each. Yag took less damage because the Gravitron passive ability is that you take less damage, but still, like, that's so much. Just a free 4k damage from pressing his ability button. A minute till the game's over. $15K at the end of the big boss. He did decent. I mean, 15K is not a bad game. This was just a really insane bombing run, you know, which definitely helps. 11 kills for Draconic. Almost 30k damage. Maybe at the end it'll be a little bit more. Probably will, because Poison Shot I don't think counts in that tally. Ah, no, 27. Yo! What's up? You're alive, Ezma. How's it going, Mr. Grimm? Good to have you back, man. I am alive. I exist. You're out damaging the boss. Nice job, dude. More kills, more damage. You were the real boss. Yeah, man. I mean, tournaments aren't really happening as often, so I'm not streaming as often. It's just really the gist of it. That's how it be. Reject this offer? Yes, I don't care. I didn't even read it. Let's go ahead and look at the tournament chart, see how the other group is doing. Origin made it through, and Honda beat BLM 3-2 to a tiebreaker, so it is now BLM versus Rejects to see who gets to survive and who gets eliminated in fourth. Fourth is not bad, of course. I mean, making the last day is good, and you're still getting gold. 3k gold for each player, so you can't complain about that. But of course, everyone wants to get that 6k and a tier 9 cert. So it's going to be Ponda Origin that we're watching next. So yeah. I am going to step away just for a brief minute. Need to use the restroom. And we'll keep going. Come on. Where's my BRB screen? There we go. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and I'd like to check when that next set starts. The Origin versus Ponda 1, that is at 9:50. Okay, so I was right. I was right, so I'll get my invite. About 7 minutes, we can play another game of Mad Games. Probably 2, but 2 might be too long. Get an apple juice hat. Do those exist? I've never seen an apple juice hat. But yeah, thank you for the sub, dude. I appreciate it. That's 49 months. That's insane. That's gotta be one of my longest. 100%. Very kind. Next season, gonna create another team of tryouts. Am I gonna create a team? Definitely not. Am I gonna play? I don't know. But I would not be making my own team, no. I haven't played comp since like 2017, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for me to just make a new team out of nowhere. Team is here. Hello. 132 one's kind of going in a bit. Our 132 is kind of getting hurt. I can't really heal him because he's not backing up at all. He is just driving forward and forward and forward. I'll do my best to put a little bit of love into him. There we go, he's running. He's on the HE, so I will save some. And of course Dave just gets right back to being hit a bunch. Wouldn't expect any less out of my boy Dave. What's over there? E3. Nice, that was a good mark. To miss. I'll trade at the TVP. I will take that 100%. Where is the Wheezy going? I do not know. Let's just keep pushing aside. It makes more sense. Please let me through. This guy. Nevs. Let's go be helpful individuals. Dang, that TVP just healed up by ramming the E5. That's the smart tech that some people just don't know how to do. I would like to have this TVP killed. Do not want this individual running. Take that kill. Well played by the Sherry. I got the mark in there. Nice. Yeah, we got it's 3 minutes. 3 minutes till we get our invite. Yeah, we're probably fine. Because we can't show the room right away anyway. What's up, Daryl? Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. We need just a couple more games of being among the top 2 players on my team. 3 more of those, and then we'll finish our weeklies. Nice. So, maybe I shouldn't be playing healer role if I want to get high damage, but I don't really care. I've got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to get 3 games being top 2. I think I can handle it. So far for this clan event, you know, it requires you to do your daily and weekly clan missions and be in a relatively active clan that can finish their weekly supply. I haven't missed a single daily yet. So, been trying to get all of the free ingots that I can because I don't really want to grind the medals. So you can earn ingots by getting Crucial Contribution, Brothers in Arms medals, but if you want to grind those, first of all, it means you have to play pubs, and I don't really like playing pubs nowadays a whole lot, because I get tunneled a ton. Second of all, because everyone else is doing that, it's just such a nasty kill-stealing fest that I just rather not deal with. So yeah. Dang, wanted that. Let's do some tracking of this individual. Another track. Very nice. And take this one out as well. Good. And heal the Batchat up a bit. Oh, Batchat's just gonna die. He just sat in front of the 100. Unlucky. It'd be like that. I'm just gonna leave. I know he can go invis and he'll probably be able to catch me, but I'm gonna be long gone. Long, long gone. The Yegg can deal with him. We'll go for the E5 here. There's TD somewhere back here, and there we go, he just fired. bad. Should be able to get a third shot in with the mark. Nice. A nice 5k. And at last alive, the E100. There he is, right on cue. Victory percentage, 67 something. I've been playing the game for a while, but I don't really play pubs anymore. I could have raised it probably if I played a lot of pubs. Normally I can average over 70 in any given 30 day, so it would have gone up, but I just don't play enough pubs to do that. I just don't enjoy it. So right now we're at 67 or so, but I would say I'm better than a 67% player. Nice, 5.5. GG. And we get our invite right about now anyway, so that was perfect timing. We'll go to our just chatting scene. I gotta switch over to a light tank. And here we are, Honda versus Origin. Honda on the left, Origin on the right. Bang, there we go. And the maps are going to be Faust, Port Bay, and Naval. Okay, cool. Nice. In terms of how BLM versus Rejects is going, it's still not over yet. The set's only gone on for 10 minutes, so it makes sense that it's still going, of course. No sweeps are that fast. But yeah, here we are, guys. We got about 15 seconds till we can show the room. Haven't seen Ponda play yet, obviously. I mean, the last set was the first one that we've seen all tournament long. But they have made it quite cleanly into the winners' side finals, defeating BLM 3-2. I don't know if BLM has their caller yet, actually. I'm curious. I'm going to look at their Discord, see if he's in there. He is not, so they are still without their caller. So if they get eliminated without their caller, that would definitely be a bit of a bummer for them. But, you know, things happen sometimes, you know, schedules and all that. Anyway, this isn't fully a Ponda team, as you can see, but most of these players have played in Ponda at some point or are currently in the clan. Like if I look at this Misty player here, has he played in Ponda? I mean, you guys can't really see it. I have to go pretty far back. No. And if I look at Kujis, I forget if he has. I don't think he has. No. So a few Alev players are in this team, but mostly it is old Ponda players. Paffy, Pagman, Jata, Sherman are all old-time Ponda players. And they were always a really good team. They were very consistently top 4. I think the only season I can think of them placing outside of top 4 is Spring 23. But other than that, I don't know if they placed outside of top 4. They're very consistently good. We'll see if they can pull off the dub today. Paflupi, who is their captain, of course, right now, is on the main Joker team at the moment. I'm not sure if he's in the tryout phase or if he's accepted fully into the team, but he is in their clan, as you can see. Hate it when people bump into you and you're trying to get your shot. It's a little bit annoying, Daryl, but not a whole lot you can usually do about it, unfortunately. That's how it be. Anyway, we've got game number 1 starting here in just over a minute. And we are seeing Ponda rocking 5 MLEs, so Origin were rocking a lot of them last set, but now we're seeing even more from the Ponda side of things. Origin's still going to run 4 of their own, plus a light 2 and 5B into Hori. Love seeing the Hori being played. That's a tank that I've been using a lot in scrims. It's very nice. And Alev running, sorry, I say Alev because I'm looking at Misty and the T100. I was going to say Honda running 1 T100 LT and a 2 and 5B. So same lineup, minus a Hori and add another Emily. Typically when you see a lot of MLEs in this map, that tends to mean a push in the C-D area, but that doesn't always have to be the case. They hold the ramps quite well, and maybe you can sneak a Hori into that corner for long-ranged cover, but we'll see how it gets placed, I suppose. Go ahead and queue up the Faust intro. And go ahead and get started with our first set of winners finals. Here's a 61 was 70 keeping losing battles. Yeah, that's tough, Daryl. You'll get there. When you first start out, don't worry about your win rate a whole lot. I'm guessing maybe you're a newer player to the game. If you're under like a couple thousand battles, your win rate's not going to be very representative of where you're at. Because, you know, you lose a couple games and you might just tanks, and you win a couple games and it just shoots up. After a lot of games, you'll tend to be able to tell what your skill level is approximately, like 2,000 games. Also saw in the chat there in the stream, Paffy says, I want chat to know that Reaction is scared. So apparently Reaction is scared. He was in the middle for the Ponda team. Not playing this game, he got benched. As for the game here, looks like Origin going for a quick D-grab. High spotted some tanks in the middle, got out pretty quickly. Good awareness as well, because he could have been caught out there by Wara Wara, who is Sherman, and Pac-Man, who is Pagman. And I believe those two are brothers. I forget if they're brothers or cousins. I forget. I know they're related. It's one of the two. I think they're brothers. And they are playing together again. Pagman had retired for a while. The Ponda team hasn't really been playing in competitive, but sounds like maybe they're coming back this season, which is pretty exciting to see. I wish them the best of luck. See if they can make a run back at top 4. Sherman's saying, is Rob a kill? Maybe wondering if he can, Ponda can sneak a kill on Rob here. Won't be super easy with Archangel supporting. Zabi can crash on in. Whiskey and Chris are going to potentially drop in on Sherman and Pagman. So originally looking like Ponda was going to aggress, but it's Origin making the aggressive play here. And Ponda are going to respond. They find the Ho-Ri isolated, and that'll be a very valuable kill. Getting a kill on a tank with a big gun is very nice, but look at Origin. They're grouped together very nicely. They'll get that kill on Sherman quickly, but I like how they're switching over to Mask. Mask is a much deadlier target than Pagman because he's in the 2 and 5B with a scarier gun, so they're going to push right on through and go for that kill. So very nice there. 1,000 damage into Mask. He's not going to survive much longer. Ponda have gotten the kill on Cora, and actually getting the Whiskey as well, despite them trying to push through, but now they lose Mask. It's a 5v5. Things are relatively even in terms of HP, but Ponda have a really nice counter push here into Chris. They should be able to get that kill, and Pagman's also blocking Archangel from moving. So he's probably going to lose his tank quite quickly, but blocking Archangel for a while could be relatively useful. High going all the way over to get the kill on Misty, by the way. Wasn't paying attention to the light tanks, so Origin do take that advantage in the light tanks, but still a 4v4. Things are close at the moment. And JTA trying to make a blocking play on Rob, but looking at Archangel will be the most important, but JTA kind of made himself exposed a little bit. And I believe Rob just gun blocked JTA to the point where he couldn't put the shot into Archangel. Pagman and Ku just end up taking it. Pafalupi's got a bit of a 1v1 here against Zabi. Maybe Kujis Pagman going to try to help the shot in. No, they're not going to be able to do that. They're double tapping High. He gets hit really hard, over 1,000 damage. Paffy's still trying to sneak shots into Zabi. He does get it. But High is going to be able to farm kills on Kujis and Pagman. No, Pagman gets the kill on High first. And Paffy should have Zabi in just a second here. Don't miss that shot. He takes it. So Rob going to have to fight a 1 versus 2. First needing to chase down Kujis, which he should be able to do. Kujis is not going to be able to get around here in time. But Rob misses the shot. Oh no. Kujis putting a Maxwell right back into Rob. And that missed shot definitely cost Origin a good amount. Kujis is just going to back in. Paffy going to block here for Kujis, who puts in one more shot before going down, but that's really all you needed, was to put in that one shot. Going to make it a lot easier for Paffy to clutch a 1 versus 1. Rob's already used his reactive armor, so not going to have to worry about that. And we are going to be seeing Honda taking game 1 very nicely there. Originally, it looks like Origin had some very good initiative in the center with that push into Sherman and Pagman, but Ponda counter pushed right into Cora. They got the kill as well, and I believe it was Whiskey pushing through one of the MLEs. And they held on quite nicely for the counter push in the end there. Some really good pushing on both sides, but in the end, Ponda held on just a little bit longer. They take game 1 over Origin. W game there. And yeah, looks like Mr. Reaction is on the bench. Along with all these underscores, I believe this is Xenon, if I remember correctly, who was on Origin last season. So he's not playing for Origin this time. He is with Ponda. So that's an interesting switcheroo there. But there we go. Game 1 going to Ponda. This is another best of 5. I think I mentioned that. Third away, increased speed for your tank. Well, there's equipment that improves your engine power, and I think it improves your top speed a little bit. There's also the speed boost consumable that you can use. Some tanks have the super speed boost, which is the big red one. Not a whole lot of them have it, but if you do have it, that's a pretty good tool to have. But if you're in the low tier, there aren't really any low tier tanks that have it. Rewards. Unfortunately, no rewards for watching the stream unless you just want to enjoy some competitive play and learn a little bit from some of the top players in the game right now. So enjoy your gaming. And even if there aren't rewards, doesn't mean you have to leave right away. Enjoy the games. Game number 2 about to start. Origin switching out that Ho-Ri. They're going to add an E6. That's interesting. And Ponda going to be running a mouse instead of one of those MLEs. So he's got a role, obviously. Curious to know what that role is. Maybe he's going to be a roadblock in the middle of the map. Maybe he's going to try to anchor down one of the ramps in the CD area. We're about to find out, but hopefully game 2 just as good and close as the previous one. It's a good start. And here we are with game 2. Origin quickly going towards the CD area. Wound up doing a bit of a split. They're going to grab the base with the light tank. They're going to anchor the ramps with a couple of their MLEs, but not all of them. Send a few on over to the A side. Both teams are doing very similar, although Origin a little bit more committed. They've got Whiskey and Chris there to trap things. Sherman driving through the middle of the map does take an early hit, but gets a little bit of info for the team. But at the moment, you're seeing Origin with a little bit of a cap lead. Honda will have to make a play of some kind. And both teams are bringing their light tanks all the way over to the corner. High does spot Kujis and Pagman. And Misty finding Whiskey. Nice blind shot. Doesn't know that he hit it, obviously, but High's going to put one back into Misty. So now both teams know that their light tanks are over there. Another shot gets put into Misty. That was a cross mapper. Was that from... It's from Zabi. Nice cross map shot from Zabi. Very well played. Some good mechanics there. Core, if you're watching this, plus tryout points to Zabi for that shot. He's a gamer. So overall, really good start for Origin. They're getting a good amount of bleeds into Ponda. They haven't taken much in return. Only 2 small shots into Whiskey. Another one into Core there. That's little chip HE damage. Doesn't mean a whole lot when you've already taken a third of your light tank's hit points away, as well as a few shots from each of your heavies. Origin trying to make a play onto the A side, but this may be a little bit ill-advised. They're not quite ready to make that play. The rest of the team isn't there. Does Ponda capitalize on this and get 2 quick kills? They've got plenty of tanks here, but they're not really in a position to do anything. One of those tanks is the mouse. He's not really fast enough to get over here and just shove these 2 tanks, so Origin are going to be able to rotate fast enough to do something about it. Also, High's got really good farms on the side of the map. He's just farming Pagman. He was farming Kujis. What's a spot here from Hytronics, who is pretty much uncontested. The T100 LT opposing him has run away because he's already taken a good amount of damage. Does take a hit there. Ooh, High is taking a bit of damage here, so does decide to back off. But right now, Origin's just got a good HP lead over Ponda. They're going to take some initiative over here. Honda was not able to get a whole lot of punishes in on Origin. Oh, they did bleed Archangel a good amount, but he's well covered by Zabi. And Whiskey Tango will get in front here as well. Kind of confused with Zabi's pathing, not trying to cover Archangel at all. Paffy should be able to sneak this kill here. Not really a whole lot of HP sharing happening right now. Archangel will finally back behind Whiskey. Stay alive. J-Taw's looking for the kill, doesn't find it, so he's just going to put a shot into Zabi. What do you do right now if you're Ponda? Misty and Q just kind of really aren't doing a whole lot. So Origin are able to punish down low between Korra and High, farming out Sherman and Pagman, playing together, the dynamic duo. High's going to look for that kill. Does he find it? He doesn't find the kill. A bit of a low roll, and he actually loses Korra before briefly getting that kill. Pagman sneaking in an HE, and he's going to try to fight this one as well. Someone's saying shoot the LT, but Honda doesn't have anything on the LT. So right now, Origin's still looking pretty good. JT actually pushing all the way through. He's going to get double tapped in the rear by Chris and Whiskey in just a minute here. And Paffy and the Mouse, kind of an awkward position to have the tank. Not really able to use it to the most effective position here. Kind of playing a bit in the back compared to the rest of the tanks on his team. However, Honda are able to get the kill on Rob, so briefly giving them a 2-tank advantage before losing JTA there. Misty, though, sneaking the kill on Whiskey, makes it a 4v2. High is trying to make a sneaky play onto Kujis, but Kujis is looking, so those shots do trade. High's going to try to get the kill here, but that reactive is going to keep Kujis alive. Does High think he has the reload here to put in a third shot? He does. Very well played. He knows his reloads and is able to sneak the kill. Still, though, tank advantage for Ponda. Sneaky shot from Paffy going into Chris. Pagman finds High. That's a 3v1. Ponda are now up day. They're going to be up 2 games here. Paffy sneaking that kill. Just criticizing maybe that it wasn't the most wisely used position for that tank, but they were able to make it work. And Ponda going up 2-0 on the Origin team. Looking like they've got a strong case to put themselves into Grand Finals. Another really close game, though. Origin, despite having the tank deficit, almost brought it back. High had a really nice farming game there. Honda did give him a lot of damage, especially in that early game. The light tank gave him a few shots. I think Pagman gave him a few shots, but unfortunately was not quite able to make enough plays there to win them that one. He played pretty well overall, just unfortunately, you know, only so much you can do. And the enemy team has more tanks than you, and they're all coordinated in a VC, planning how to take you down. But we'll move on to Port Bay for game number 3 here. Origin has to wake up. They are 1 game away from getting swept and sent to the loser's side. Which, by the way, I guess I should quickly check, look at the tournament, see which team they will be facing. If we look at the chart, Busters versus Ouroboros. Who won? It was Rejects, so unfortunately for Beyond, they go down 4th place, 3k gold each. You know, you can't complain too much, but missing your caller definitely hurts, and it's a bummer that they go down in that way. It happens, though. That's kind of how it goes, and you don't have a schedule that can work with the tournament. You got to show up for your team, or else it's tricky. So it's going to be Rejects playing the loser of this set. We did see Rejects kind of get wiped by Origin already, so that just shows that, you know, if Origin gets sent down to the loser's side, that might be another quick sweep. So we'll see, I guess. 20 seconds until this next game here on Port Bay, and Origin are keeping it very simple with their tanks, going 5 MLEs and 2 T100s. Ponda rocking the 50Ms with an E6 and an LT. Where's Port Bay? I'm missing it. Come on. Port Bay. There it is. Sorry. All right. It's time for game 3. Do Origin go from sweeping Rejects to getting swept themselves? We will see. Double light tank from Origin. They're going for a quick B grab. That's ballsy. You don't see that a whole lot in this map. JTA is going for a reset of B here. The padding that he takes, does he find the light tanks here? He does. Sees High, puts the shot in, takes 2 in return. And he is pushing right on through with the MLE, trying to cut them off from leaving. He takes some good amount of damage, able to put another shot into High though. Really good early bleeds from Ponda. They take, no, they don't even take the C base. They just drive right on through. They want to take map here. Origin do grab the A base, so they're up on the caps, but Honda does not intend to make this a game on caps. They want to get kills here. They push through for shots into High. They didn't find the kill. But they are positioned aggressively here. Origin go for a quick counter push with Whiskey and Archangel. Honda aren't quite positioned to help out, though, unfortunately, so they are going to lose JT quite quickly. Whiskey will find this kill. And Pond have so many tanks right here, they could just crash right on in, but they're not doing it. Q just sneaks in another shot. They didn't get a whole lot out of that, though. Hit points are relatively even because Pond were able to get a good amount of bleeds in here, but they didn't take the initiative with the E6s and 50M. And now Origin have caught back up. They've got Chris ready. They've got Rob ready. High Core. They're all going to be farming right in on Misty and Pagman here. And Misty completely caught out here. He pushed way too far forward. He's got Whiskey and Archangel in the front. He's got Chris and Rob in the back. That E50M is as good as dead. And I like how Origin are just taking the opportunity. They're like, okay, we know we can kill Misty with those tanks. We're going to go ahead in on Pagman with 2 more tanks. They do lose Zabi, though. The 50M does hunt that down. Somehow Misty's still alive. Maybe a bit of a miscommunication by Origin. They're not actually picking up the kill on Misty here. It looks like High trying to sneak that as well as Core, but they're both very low in their light tanks, so not easy for them to make a play at this point. Shearman trying to farm up top. But it's a 5v5 right now. Misty's still alive. Whiskey not able to get the kill. Paffy's going to find the kill on Whiskey here. He does. Rob's going to go in for the 50M. High's going to try to help out as well. He's going to have some good farms here. How can Sherman be of use here? Mask and Q just end up picking Chris. Cora's going to try to look for Mask. But no, putting the shot into Sherman as well. Puts one in. Rob might look for that kill. Is Core looking for it? What's Core looking for? No, he can't find anything. Sherman gets it, and now it's a 4v2 again. High is low on 400 HP, trying to hunt down Sherman. He's unspotted, so he'll probably find this here. Yep, there it is. No, he goes for the kill on Mask instead. I like that play because he can out-reload for the kill on Sherman there. That was an incredible play, but is it going to be enough? It's a 2v2, High helping bring it back. Pafalupi could go down here to a big shot from Rob, but Rob's got an ammo rack damage, which means he might not even be able to put the shot out in the first place. Kujis is going to put that in High instead, realizing, okay, I can't get the play on kills here. I'm going to have to go for caps. And that is exactly what High is about to do. Grabs the C base, he's going to run away. Origin has 2 bases, and Ponda knows that they have to either catch the light tank somehow or grab the bases. And if they grab the A base with Pafalupi, that could be a kill potential for Hytronics. He's making very good plays this game. Really clever use of his shots to take the kill in the 50M first. He finds Pafalupi. How's the reaction? High puts the shot in first, but it wasn't high enough roll for the kill. Paffy gets it. I did his best there, but unfortunately, not really a whole lot you can do in that scenario. And Ponda clean sweeps Origin. Every single game was really down to the wire, though, so this set didn't really reflect the score. Like, the score doesn't reflect the gameplay that we saw, but very good stuff there from Ponda. Congrats on them advancing to Grands. We are now seeing the Origin and Rejects rematch. We'll go ahead and get that all set up. Don't have a whole lot of time to do it. We get our invite right away. But here we are, guys. We'll see if Rejects have woken up since the previous set that we watched them play, but I don't know, man. My hat looks like really weird and asymmetrical on camera. I don't really know what's up with that. It's strange. I'm wearing it pretty normally. I don't know. Just noticed that. Oh well. So this is a best of 5 lower bracket finals. And the maps are going to be Normandy, Fort Despair, and Hellas for a tiebreaker. Although, if the set goes the way that it went previously, we're not going to see a tiebreaker. Hopefully Rejects woke up after that set with BLM. I'll go ahead and update the logos. And now we wait another minute until I can show the room and get our last set in. But yeah, these games are coin flips. Yeah, they're all going really good. This is a really entertaining arena competition in terms of that second set, at least. The first one, maybe not. And this one, maybe not either. Who knows? But yeah, Ponda looking very good in the end games. What's up, Meat? What's up, Esteban? What's up, Fox? Hello, hello. Getting pings on Discord, leave me alone. Alright, we can go ahead and show the room. Origin rejects the rematch. And double light tank we are going to be seeing on Normandy. I like the double light on this map, it works quite well. Also, double super conquerors, having gun depression is quite useful on this map. They can sometimes take the bull in the middle if you're feeling a little bit daring. Even Rejects is going to be running one of those tanks, but keeping double 2 and 5B, preferring that extra DPM, that little firepower that the tank offers. Gives up the gun depression, of course, and a little bit of durability, but still obviously pretty solid. It's one of the meta tanks for a reason. It's just, you know, you can't always play the same tanks in every map. You have to have some specialization. If High wins this, I'll donate 100. Rip Bozo. Electronics Bro said his full government name. That's what his YouTube is, isn't it? Isn't it Electronics? I thought it was. Maybe he changed it to just High nowadays. I could be wrong though. Haven't seen him stream in a minute. I don't know if he still plans to use his channel a whole lot. And he's always been a very good pub player, and recently he's been translating that into reasonable comp success. He got top 2 last season with Korra on the Origin team. And it is interesting to note, actually, looking at the training room, he's the only PC player on that team. They're all mobile, except for High. Rejects have a couple PC players. I didn't look at Ponda. I didn't see what they had. And obviously, if you guys are on YouTube, you can go back and scroll and take a look. Might actually be able to look really quickly. Honda had a few. They had QGIS Pegman. My webcam kind of blocks a little bit. But never mind, they also had GTA and Sherman, so they had a lot. Okay, never mind. Anyway, we can go ahead and introduce our first map of Normandy. Game 1 of Losers Finals. The winner of this set goes back to Grands against Ponda in the loser eliminated in 3rd place. Of course, everyone in top 4 is getting gold, so you can't be too mad about it, but of course both of these teams want to get to Grands. And judging the last time these two teams played, it's a hell of a lot more likely for Origin to make their way back, but we will see. Dizzy's being a mogus in the chat. Let's try to cut that, please. Thank you. Fruity and High spotting each other. On the A side, but Korra, being the second light tank for Origin, is going to get a quick D-grab. Getting an early base lead is pretty important on this map, because it can be pretty slow in terms of gameplay. And if you're down on the cap, what you have to do is you have to try to grab the A base, and it looks like that is what Pond is going to do. Pushing it with 3 tanks, and Chris is actually alone here in covering this cap. Origin is quickly going to counter push straight into C, though. They've got 6 tanks ready to do it. And they are absolutely about to shove. The spawn that Ponda has, it's a little bit easier to play, or sorry, the spawn that Rejects has, it's a little bit easier to play passive. I think I said Ponda down there. I meant to say Rejects. It's easier to play passive, but Non's just getting completely shoved by Origin. An Elemental all the way in his back spot there. Doesn't really have a whole lot he can do about it. Like, it's a really good spot for covering the base, but Origin just brought so many tanks over here that really it's not possible for them to do a whole lot about it. Nonce is still barely alive. Fruity's trying to support in his light tank. But between High, Korra, Rob, they're going to be able to take out Elemental very quickly here. They start shooting at his tracks a little bit. And there you go. Origin picks up Nonce. High still bothering Elemental here with Rob and Korra. They get the kill. And this is just a clean sweep right on through. Hit points are still relatively even, but the double gun advantage is going to show itself pretty quickly here. That being said, Archangel is in a little bit of a 1v2 scenario himself, so Origin are going to have to do something with this, and they're going to do that with Rob in the double light tank. Rob's got plenty of HP for Origin. He's going to be able to HP share at some point. Right now he's not really using it for that purpose. Archangel is still kind of getting 2v1s here. However, the rest of Origin does have shots on the side of Snimho, so he's trying to get himself safe for that. Free rotating all the way back around to help get this kill over here. Chris from Origin has still been able to hold down all the way at the bottom side. He's now going to have a crossfire into Artem, and things are looking very good for Origin here. Although the tanks have gone back to 5v5. Just right now it seems like Origin's tanks are a lot better coordinated. They lose High though, losing one of their lights. It's not fun. They did lose Korra earlier, so actually they are missing both of their lights. That's actually quite good for Rejects, who are now able to grab another base in the end game here, but they're still missing a lot of HP. They're down 2k HP, and when there's only 5k on Origin, 3k on Rejects, that HP difference is pretty massive. That's like 60% HP diff. Or 40%, whatever. Still trying to sneak a shot into Chris, but he just gets a free one into Apple. And Chris will be able to get that kill, no problem. Even with Fruity trying to help out this fight, Chris can just eat that shot, no worries, get that kill, and this should be a good dub for Origin. Really good initiative up top. I was a little bit nervous for Chris there, but Rejects took their time in getting that kill. They were more focused on getting the base, and Origin's pushed right on through. They got Nonce really quickly, and then Elemental really wasn't able to do a whole lot. He got shut down pretty quick. Free's going to go for the kill on Whiskey here, but it's not going to do anything. Origin's got all the bases here. And there's only so much that one light tank can do. Even though, of course, you're the fastest tank, you can control the pace. You can't really control the pace when you're down 4 caps, as those tick up pretty quick. Chris gets spotted by Fruity. He's looking for him. And there we go. Contact has been made. But this is all just small details to the ultimate conclusion of an Origin win for game number 1 there. Wasn't really any doubt after the first couple minutes of that push. Very nicely done. We got the prediction, no worries. I'm sure it was going to be quite one-sided, to be honest with you. Nice games from Rob and Chris. Chris holding on very nicely down low there. Somehow able to survive that whole game, despite being the lone holder of that side of the map. Very well done. We'll go to game 2. Spawn swap, same map. And Origin running a relatively similar lineup with the double lights. However, they are getting rid of a Super Conqueror. Did they have 3 last game, or did they only have 2? Maybe they only had 2 Super Conks. I don't remember. I'm a little fuzzy. I think they had 2, actually. But they're adding a Chieftain, a tank that you're not really seeing a whole lot of. It was really good for, like, one small meta where it was buffed, and then immediately, like, other tanks just took over it again. We're seeing one on Rejects as well. That's funny. Both of them pulling out the Chieftain at the same time. It's a pretty rare sight. It's not a terrible tank. It's difficult to use in the current meta where Chieftain doesn't have any like premium penetration rounds. It's got Hash, which is really good at farming tanks out, but it can definitely struggle if you're trying to fight an MLE front on. Oftentimes gold gets used there, and Chieftain will just struggle a whole lot. But if you're able to farm out like the side of an MLE, that can be really juicy, and the Chieftain's got a really good gun for that. But we'll see how it gets used. Origin's got a plan for it, I'm sure. We can go ahead and get right on into game number 2. Also, it looks like Rejects switched out of their Chieftain, so we are not seeing it being mirrored on both teams, like we saw for just a brief moment there. But they are running a lot of British heavy tanks. That's 5 of them. 3 Super Conks, 2 2 and 5 Bs. in a singular MLE. Sad world. We will see how game number 2 goes, if Rejects are able to do something with this pretty non-standard lineup. Despite being made mostly of meta tanks, you just don't tend to see them in this distribution. Nice early shot there from High into Snimo. Both teams are going for a quick base grab on the CD side, but Cora happened to spawn closer to the base than Fruity did, so Origin will take the cap lead. And neither team's going to easily be able to grab A. Rejects has a defense of A, but so does Origin. They're going to be putting High behind Rob, so even if Rob just does the spotting, High should be able to help with the resets. Looks like Cora taking an early spot. He's in a bit of a risky position in his T100 ult. He could get punished if he tries to leave. Apple might put one in. Fruity spots him. So Cora knows where the light tank is, but he can't really leave. It's a little bit of an awkward spot for Cora here. Eventually, if he does push through the middle of the map here, he might be able to do it. But ooh, no, Cora does get through unspotted. Okay, there you go. He's lit now. But Fruity's not going to peek for the shot. Apple won't have anything. Oh, he does. Nice. So 2 early bleeds into Cora is actually quite valuable. Because if you can kill that light tank quickly, that gives you good advantage. Of course, Origin has 2 of them, so even if Cora goes down, High will still be able to be a threat, but you know, you're one step closer to taking out a light tank. That's always a very valuable thing to have. So, reasonably good start from Rejects, but they are down in the caps. They're going to have to make a play at some point. And this is a somewhat challenging spawn to do that from. You can see how all of the tanks from Origin are grouped up. Well, not Rob, but pretty much everyone else other than Rob. You have this little area to hide behind. The other spawn doesn't really have anything like it. I mean, they have the spot where Artem's at, but it's not quite as big and not as flexible. Like, this little city here is a lot easier to just kind of hide in. So, pretty tricky to push if you're Rejects here. So they're going to have to figure out some way to do it. They've got a few tanks lined up on the A side. Sad World is here. He's also got Fruity, kind of getting a little bit of intel. Sinho up top. But the Super Conquerors looking like they might make a play into the bull here, grab a little bit of map. Definitely wouldn't hurt them, but a little bit of map isn't going to be enough, because Origin seem like they're very willing to give up map if it means that they're going to play it safe. And as long as they can protect their base C and also prevent Rejects from grabbing A, then they're looking quite good here. And look at High, trying to go for a little bit of spotting, seeing what Rejects is going to do on this side of the map. And he does detect Artem in the middle, so they know that the Super Conquerors are starting to take positions. But Archangel and Tisky getting spotted here. Now Rejects knows that Origin's stacking up over by this church. They're going to start moving a little bit forward towards Rob here. High also being, I don't know if he was spotted on the other side, but that kind of tells Rejects that maybe they can start making a play over here. But Sad World is getting bled out pretty heavily by Cora and Rob. However, High taking a hit. He's taking a good amount of damage. Cora also taking some hits as well. Both of the light tanks for Origin are quite low. Fruity has got more health than both of them combined here. So good bleeds from Rejects. They're still going to have a hard time grabbing the A base, because Cora's still going to go for those resets, but things are happening here, and Rejects do have a good HP lead. Maybe for the first time this entire set, Rejects are looking quite good in the HP. The only problem is they still don't have the caps, and ultimately, when it comes down to it, caps are going to get you that win. Origin are going to try to make a play here, maybe going for those Super Conquerors in that middle bowl there, but Rejects seems like they're prepared for it. They've got Apple ready, they've got Fruity ready. They're getting good bleeds back into Origin. Chris is quite low. Obviously, we saw High and Cora on the other side of the map aren't looking too great. Origin are going to move their camping tank forward. Whiskey and the Chieftain. That's a pretty soft tank. Not going to be easy to survive once you push him out here like this. Origin do have a good push into Turdy, though. They should be able to pick up that kill. Chris is looking for a nice shot in here. Whiskey not going to have anything, but Tisky will. He should be able to pick up the kill quickly, if not Archangel grabbing it first. Rejects is going to be making that play on Rob, though. They've got 3 tanks down low. It might be a bit too much, though. 3 tanks down low means that the center is pretty weak. And they're going to lose Artem relatively quickly as well. The question is, can they pick up Chris? Can they pick up Cora? Can they pick up High? Elemental kind of pushing into a bit of a crossfire between the light tanks might make that a bit of a challenge. High's going to be able to farm one side. Cora running away. Elemental's looking this way, though. Does he have a shot? Yes, he does. A nice max roll in as well. High's going to put one more in, but Snimho is coming in to try to help out as well. And things are relatively complex here, but it's looking very good for Rejects. They've got a 2-tank advantage. They've got about triple the HP of Origin, and they're looking posed to take this game. Sad World aiming a shot in there, trying to get an HE, doesn't quite pen it. He'll probably go down there, but it doesn't really matter a whole lot. Rejects has control of the rest of the game here. About to get a nice kill into Whiskey Tango, who has basically given himself up. Cora is left alive on 11 HP. Elemental jumping down from that rock. He will get the final kill. And for the first time, guys, Origin have dropped a game to Rejects. It is tied at 1 apiece. Well played to Rejects for pushing through that. It's not an easy spawn to push from, but I have to say Origin definitely bled a lot more than I was expecting. Given how defensive that spawn is, that Origin took, and their typical pretty defensive playstyle that Cora likes to use, unfortunately they bled a lot of HP. They tried to make a play in the center, which they were able to get a kill, but they kind of lost everywhere else. I was a little bit nervous for Rejects putting too many tanks down low in the A area, but they were able to push through, and those bleeds in the light tanks especially made it very easy for them to pick up those kills late game. High and Cora really weren't able to do a whole lot in terms of flexibility there. So very good stuff. And here we go, guys. Game number 3. We're seeing a little bit of a new tank that we haven't seen a whole lot of, which is the 113. To me, that's a pretty telegraphed strategy for Rejects running that tank. It's very good for low-profile armor and a reasonably good gun. But to me, that just screams we're going A corner, because 113s get put on A corner quite a bit in this map. So maybe they'll switch something up. It's a bit of a mind game, and they're not actually going to go A. But to me, this looks like an A push with all of those 113s. They're also running a Super Conkatoon 5B and a Concept. First time we're seeing the Concept today. Good tank. But we'll see how it goes. Origin keeping it simple. They've got their MLEs that they like to run. They've got a Super Conk, a 2 and 5B, and whatever Cora picks. I'm guessing Cora might not run the light tank, because normally when you see a light tank on that team, it is Hytronics. And yep, we are going to be seeing a double 2 and 5B there. No light tank for either team this game, no mediums, just straight up brawl between heavies, which is what you tend to see on For Despair most of the time. Pretty brawly map. And let's get it introduced to get into game number 3 here. Let's get it. My voice is getting a little bit tired, guys. I apologize. It's been a while since I've done this. But it's good preparation for the upcoming season in case I do stream it. And fully haven't decided if I'm streaming or playing, but right now I'm leaning towards streaming, so yeah. Plus, if it's the last season before Reforged, which I don't know if it is, again, to make that clear, I don't know if this is the case or not, but it would be unfortunate to not stream the very final one and just leave it in the hands of someone else who probably doesn't know what they're doing. Definitely doesn't know what they're doing. What am I saying? It looks like we are seeing the corner play from Rejects. Apple, Fruity getting in, but so are Origin. They're actually going to be countering with 3 of their MLEs and a 2 and 5B, all getting in there. They've got these reasonable crossfire on the Super Conk and Concept, trying to get those shots in. Actually, Rejects are kind of backing out a little bit with their tanks in the corner. Elemental driving through. I expected to see a little bit more damage into him. I think a couple shots missed. Look at Cora all the way over there, putting that sneaky shot into Elemental himself. It looks like Rejects actually might be able to get the first kill here on Tisky. He's going to put one more into Elemental. A bit of low rolls from the Rejects side mean that they weren't able to get that kill. They miss it though. Sadworld misses the kill. Snimho's looking elsewhere, and Elemental's looking. He misses the shot as well. That allows Origin to put yet another shot into Elemental, who's already quite low. And Sadworld misses again. Sadworld, you need to hit your shots, brother. Come on. You're literally a tank's length away, and you missed 2 kill shots into a 2 and 5B. That's ridiculous. No, that wasn't a 2 and 5. That was Emily, but still, you can't be missing those. That's pretty painful. And Origin have just completely swept through while all of that went down. Rejects taking way too long there with Whiskey. That was Tisky. Oh my goodness. I'm losing it, guys. I thought I was doing so well, but now I'm losing it. And game 3 not nearly as close as the rest of them. I mean, there's still a little bit of HP left on Rejects, but they are down 2 tanks. And HP difference is starting to grow even more and more and more. Down goes Apple, Snimho's next, and Sadworld last alive in the mouse. Yeah, so many missed shots there from Rejects. That being said, those shots probably didn't matter as much as trying to help out over here. I don't think that those couple of missed shots really would have put Rejects in a position to help stop this push from Origin happening much quicker. I think it would not have done a whole lot here. Origin just shoved right on through, Rejects didn't have enough defensive tanks to hold this here. 113s die relatively quickly, so... Clean game 3 from Origin after we just saw Rejects put up such a good fight in game 2, taking one. Just for game 3 to come crashing back down on them, that's tough. But they are not out of it yet. They've got another shot. They've got one more life left. And Saddle's going back to the E100 saying, okay, no mouse, but the E100, that'll work. That'll work, surely. I don't know the exact gun handling differences between the E100 small gun and the mouse. I don't not really play the E100 small gun enough to notice, but maybe it'll make a difference for them. I don't know. We'll see. It's only got better DPM from what I understand. Although I haven't studied the numbers of those tanks in a while, so I'm probably wrong there a little bit. But Concept stays. A 50M comes out from a Rejects team. Origin are keeping it simple with their tanks, though. I don't think they're going to be switching much at all. Apex Comeback Part 2. This is not the Apex team, bro. Elemental and Fruity are just here for the event. They are not Apex members. They are normally 7 rats. I don't know what team they're going to be playing on this upcoming season, though. Maybe it's 11? I don't know. I don't think 7 rats is a thing, because their captain Ghost is gone. He's going to be playing with Oblivion. See, I don't know where Elemental and Fruitalicious are going to go, but they're not Apex members. They're just here for the event. And Chris is just here for the event as well. Normally he was Apex, but then he left. Wanted to go do his own thing, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that, of course. But I would not count this as an Apex comeback. Alright, 10 seconds left, game 4. Can Origin close it out? Or do we see a tiebreaker being forced here from Rejects? That would be crazy. Let's go ahead and find out. Alright, and game number 4 about to begin. We're seeing a light from Origin this time, and it's actually Korra. I thought High was the main light tank player, but Korra wants to be the one running it this game. Apparently he's going to a position to spot the corner. 50M is detected. 2 and 5B crossing as well, and an MLE, so Origin knows that plenty of tanks are being sent here, but look at this, triple MLEs only being spotted now. They're going to take a little bit of damage in the crossing, but not a whole lot, actually. Just one shot into Tisky. Fruity and Artem trying to cover, but they don't put a whole lot in. Chris bleeds a little bit. The Origin are wrapping around with Whiskey in the middle. They find the side of Artem here. And Rejects does have a reasonable push on Archangel if they choose to use it, but it doesn't seem like they are. Korra's going to try to wrap around and help there. High as well, so that could be a little bit of an awkward situation that Sadworld gets himself in. High's going to have a very nice farm here. However, Sadworld is going to be able to help get the kill with Artem here. And Rejects is holding on reasonably well in the corner. They've got the extra tank. Are they going to push through with it? Sadworld pushed forward a bit too far, but Rejects didn't really take the opportunity to do a whole lot. They're going to get in now, but it's a little bit too late. Rob and Chris are going to have been reloaded already. Whiskey, Korra, Artem are going to... Whiskey, Korra, High are going to go for Artem and Fruity. So they're going to have to do that as quickly as possible because Chris is going down relatively fast. Apple farming in the 50M. He's going to need to get his gun in there. Yeah, he's doing it all right. Yeah, Artem is dying relatively quickly here. Fruity's going to have the 1v1 against Whiskey, which isn't easy in the 2 and 5B when you have to go through all the armor. Korra's going to help out. High's going to try to turn and help with the corner, but Rejects are doing a reasonable job here. They're still maintaining the HP lead along with the extra tank. Pick up the kill on Rob to get that. And now they're looking for Tisky next. Whiskey might actually go down to Fruity here. If Fruity can get a kill in that 2v1, oh no, what a low roll, 282. With an average of 340, that should be dead like 99 out of 100 times, man. That's pretty rough. So Rejects will be in a 4v2, or sorry, 4v3 rather than a 4v2. Elemental's quite low. He's going to hide. So is Snimho. Apple's just going to try to look for the kill along with Turdy. High running away as fast as he can. Got that speed boost. That's what you do with it. Turdy puts in the shot. Apple wow as well, but he's going to return fire. In comes Korra, though. The tank with the most HP for Origin being the light. He's going to oppose Apple here. But Apple sneaking in yet another shot into High, who is now tracked. And ammo rack damage. That hurts for sure, but Applewoww took a little bit of damage. In comes Snimho and Elemental. Whiskey getting spotted, but Reject's missing the kill shot, and Whiskey might have something into Snimho here. Origin's got really good defensive play, but not quite enough. Whiskey falls. Snimho's going to try to go around for Korra. Apple puts in a shot. Turdy's looking. High's looking. Korra looks for the kill, and Apple gets it, but down goes High to Turdy. Korra should be able to pick this one up, but Snimho's going to be able to help. Elemental coming around as well. Will we see Korra clutch the 1 versus 3? No. Snimho gets the kill. We are going to be seeing a game 5, guys. I did not expect to see that. But Rejects with a very nice push through the corner. Took them a little bit of time to get there, but really it was their quick kill in the middle and Origin taking a little bit of time to respond there. I will say I thought Satterworld's play was a little bit awkward, but he kind of ended up being the sacrificial lamb for the team. And they were able to push through for the win. Korra having 5k damage, but Apple having his own 5k game. Able to be the star of the winning team, and we do see a tiebreaker. This previous set between these two teams was a complete sweep, but now Reject seems to have awoken a little bit. Either that or Origin isn't taking Rejects as seriously as they should, perhaps. But guys, we're moving on to our tiebreaker on Hellas. Wow. This is a crazy set, guys. It's a pro orange. NA on top. Let's go Origin better win against Rejects copy. What's up, LFR? Welcome. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. It looks like this is a much closer set than I anticipated because these guys played early at the beginning of the stream. It was a complete sweep. None of the games were close. But now, Rejects is playing a little bit better, it seems. And yeah, Hellas as the tiebreaker. Origin will have Northeast. Rejects with Southwest. Excuse me. Are we seeing the double concept play from Rejects? No, they're going to get rid of 1 for 2 and 5B, as well as a Super Conk. They have a Light and IS-7 being run as well. I've actually seen a little bit of IS-7 on Hellas. I respect it. Tends to be run towards the C side on the bottom when I see it, but I can also see that making a dive between AB. About to find out. Origin has 10 seconds to pick their tanks here. They better hurry up. I'm going to go ahead and start the map intro. Chris hasn't readied up yet. And there we go. Finally doing it. And here we go, guys. Hellas. This is tiebreaker, guys. Winner gets to play Honda in Grand Finals, guys. Grand Finals hasn't even started yet. Crazy, crazy. And it's time, guys. The very final game. Looks like IS-7 is indeed going for an AB play. Maybe just trying to grab A base at the start. But Origin will grab B as well. Which team will get into the cat base first? It was pretty much a tie. Neither of the light tanks actually spotting each other. They'd rather play it safe, which I 100% agree with that decision. Is Zabi going to be looking for a blind reset? Not quite. He's just trying to cover high. Both teams grab the base at basically the same time. I cannot really tell who got it first. But both teams do send a couple tanks over towards the C area, try to contest that base. Sadworld taking interesting pathing. You don't always see the concept playing the inside line there, but he is. A couple bleeds early from Origin into Rejects, so Rejects are grabbing the C base. However, it's not easily cappable. Korra gets one reset, but Fruity puts a shot into the side of the turret there for Korra, who is now lit for 20 seconds. Although, if Sadworld steps into the base, he's just going to be met with the same HEs there from Korra, probably. Question is, can Origin get the spot? Yep, they spot Sadworld. Korra looking for the reset. Misses the first shot. Misses the second shot. We are going to be seeing Rejects grab the base. Man, Korra unloading his entire clip there, but none of the shots connected. Unfortunately, maybe the Crown Von's gun handling not really doing him any favors there. But Sadworld does grab that base. Looking very nice. Only losing 400 HP for that's definitely worth it. That's forcing Origin to make a play. And now Origin's on the back foot here a little bit. They've got double Kron. So they can definitely make a big clipping play if they really have to, but if they do that, they're going to be really low on DPM. Cora's only got 2 shells loaded. He hasn't switched back to his AP yet. Either that or we've got a bug, but if he only has 2 shells loaded because he's only got 2 HE left, it's awkward. He's missing an entire shell in his clip. So he's going to have to make sure that he switches over at some point. If he accidentally fires an HE, that would be quite funny, actually. Origin are rotating over to help out at C, but Rejects have a few tanks of their own ready to defend. You've got Snimho here, along with Sad World, but also Turdy and Apple as well. They're all getting spotted. But Origin is really stacking up over here. They've got a lot of their own tanks. And Zabi's starting to make a play. Nice on-the-move shot into Snimho. Apple puts another back in. And Origin have the extra tanks over here. They have 5. Make that 6 with Rob coming in. And Sad World's going to go down quite quickly, actually. Archangel, Chris, Whiskey are all going to have crossfires in. Artem is covering from behind, but it's not going to be enough damage to save Sad World. Question is, can Apple and Turdy get the kill on Zabi? He's dug in quite nicely, but Origin's not really HP sharing too well. Snimho, though, not able to get the kill. Turdy needs to pick it up here. Don't miss the shot. He misses the shot. Rejects missing 2 kill opportunities. Snimho, Turdy both missing Zabi. That could hurt. And A base is being grabbed by Origin. And C base is being grabbed by Origin. They're about to have all 3 caps. They do. Rejects is at 900 points nearly. But they're starting to run out of steam a little bit here. They need to do something about the bases because Origin's going to try to hold on to them as best they can. Cora all the way back there in the Kronvon. He's going to sneak the kill on Free. You know, that's High doing it. 5v4. Turdy's going to go down as well. That's 900 points for Origin. They've got all the bases. They lose Rob, but I don't think there's enough left in the tank for Rejects here. And yeah. Artem and Elemental left alive in a 2v4, but there's not enough. They can't get a kill here. I take some damage, but Archangel Whiskey will be able to prevent Elemental from pushing forward. Doesn't even matter, though. Caps to 1,000. Origin takes the tiebreaker. Man, if Rejects got that kill on Zabi a little bit quicker, they might have been able to do something a little bit more different in the corner. That's tough for them. They were so close to bringing it back that Origin prevails. They will make their way back into Grand Finals. Let me guess, Joker in Grand Finals only. Joker did not play this tournament, so it's actually a Ponda team that's in Grand Finals. They defeated Origin 3-0 earlier, although 3 very close games, mind you. But, yeah, we're about to see the rematch, Origin Ponda for Grands. Yeah, nice game from High, 2.99. Artem had a good damage game himself, but he was kind of sitting in the back farming. Wasn't able to stop the rest of his team from getting killed. And yeah, missed kill shots into Zabi definitely hurt a lot for Rejects. They're going to play 3rd place. But Grands will be Ponda Origin. Go ahead and hide the stream as we go ahead and get into this last set. This is a best of 7. So we are going to be seeing at least 4 games this time around, although I'm hoping that Origin makes this set a little bit closer in terms of the scoreboard than the previous one. But we put Ponda back into their icon. And yeah, maps on this set. We're going to be starting off with Canal, which is, of course, a viewer favorite. Canal Anube for games 3 and 4. And if we get to games 5 and 6, that'll be Yukon, and then Alpenstadt for tiebreaker. I really like, I don't know, Tolian, if you've been handpicking all the maps yourself if you're watching this, but it's really good that we're not seeing a ton of map repetition in these tournaments, because sometimes that tends to happen, but recently they've been a lot better at not seeing the same map show up like 3 or 4 times in the same day, so really good stuff there. Also, I'm going to go to the BRB screen just so I can get myself a little bit of water here. My voice is starting to go out, and I need a little bit more. There we go. I feel a little better there. Okay, and can we show the training room? Yes, we can. Alright. Origin versus Pond, Part 2. Unfortunately, we didn't get to stream BLM at all today, so 2 sets of Origin Ponda, 2 sets of Origin Reject. So we get to see Origin basically all day today, guys. We get to study 4 sets of Cora calling. Some good footage. But here we go, guys. Oh man. Now I drink the water and it goes down the wrong pipe. Now I'm coughing. And I feel worse than if I didn't drink any water. Oh man. I'm dying here. Hold on. I had to mute the mic there for that one. Hopefully you guys didn't hear that. I don't even know if my mute button worked. Looks like it works. Alright. Anyway, moving it until our very first game of the Grand Final set. Double light tank for Origin with 150M, and double 50M for Ponda with 1 light tank. And then both teams running 3 MLEs and a Kron. So very similar lineups for both teams. Ponda's going to have the AB side a little bit easier. Origin will have CD a little easier, but it doesn't always end up that way. We'll see how it goes. Of course, you know, it's an interesting map. You can do a lot of different things with it. So we will see how creative these teams can get with their similar lineups. 30 seconds left. So I don't know if we're running a prediction or anything like that. I don't know if that's happening behind the scenes that I'm just not aware of. But if it is, make sure to get your picks in. No worries if not, though. I really don't care. And here we go. Go ahead and introduce our first map, Canal. I really wish I could still play the music from these videos, but then my video gets struck. Or maybe it's not like a full strike, but it gets hit with a big warning. Welcome, Dane Rogers, to the stream. I don't see how that's relevant to this stream, but thank you for sharing your opinion on the individual. Whatever you say, buddy. Let's go ahead and enjoy some good grand finals. Again, last time these two teams played in winners finals was a 3-0 for Ponda. However, every game was pretty close and went down to the last couple kills. But here we go. How do both of these teams handle this? Ponda only going to be sending their 1 T100 over to D. Origin actually doing the same. 1 T100 to D, but their 50M and other light are not going to be there. Origin making some very aggressive early plays. So are Ponda right into the middle. They're actually going to try to cut off Whiskey and Archangel. They do that. Taking a couple shots of their own. Whiskey's going to try to feed something in here, but he's going to take some damage of his own. Will Archangel try to slide in as well? Yes. Looks like Mask and Wara trying to put shots into Chris, who's been bled out a good amount in his MLE. Awkward situation for him for sure. But we are getting into the thick of it right away. JTA first focus fire target for Ponda, with Rob putting in pretty much his full clip. Archangel's going to have some free side shots as well. And yeah, Rob should have the kill here with 2 side shots into JTA. 1 and 2 gets that kill, no problem. Ponda going to try to push out into the D corner instead, though. Getting an early kill on Core would be very useful. And Misty trying to block Core's escape. Paffy going to help out. Pagman looking for the shot, and there we go. Ammo rack actually going to happen there. So Zabi, the next focus fire target. Ponda's actually not going to have an easy time getting shots on him. Kujis, he should turn around and look for a shot on Zabi. He's not doing it, though. Doesn't really matter, I guess. The rest of Ponda is able to get those kills, so they do lose JTA. But picking off 2 of the mobile tanks for Origin is quite useful. And they're able to take away the only base that Origin has at the moment. Is my music still running? It's running. It's just pretty quiet. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, Origin are now down a tank, and they are going to be down the bases as well. They're grabbing C with the Kronvan, which isn't actually an easy thing to do, and the other side controls C, or the other side controls D, but they don't really have anything to spot it. So Origin grab that base, They'll be able to grab A as well with Hytronics here, about to step into it, and that is going to give cap lead to Origin. So despite the fact that they're down a tank, they will be able to have a reasonable defense here. Although Honda does have plenty of time to set up an attack of their own, and they've got 2 E50Ms and a T100, so they've got several mobile tanks that can help facilitate a push from many different angles, whereas Origin is mostly all grouped together in the same area. Oop, Rob is going to find Kujis here. Hello, says Kujis, puts in one nice free shot. Mask making a bit of an overextension here. He's going to try to just get a full clip into Archangel, I guess, for the kill. Doesn't get it, though. The low rolls, man. That reactive armor saving him, and Mask actually taking most of his HP just to put that clip in. Chris does get picked, though, and Archangel will be soon to follow. One of the lights can just sneak in a nice shot from another angle. Is it Misty? Yep, no, it's going to be Sherman there getting that kill. Kujis also holding his own reasonably well against Rob, sneaking shots in. High puts one back into Kujis. Rob wants to see if he can go for this kill. He can't do it, though. Doesn't have enough shots left in the tank. And now, Honda made the call, kill Rob. They're able to do it. Paffy's going to hunt down Hytronics, who is now spotted. Does he get nuked right away? No, he's running away from Paffy, who's now spotted. Whiskey's going to get crashed on. We'll see a little bit of a 1v1 here between Paffy and High. It's very difficult for a T100 to win in a fight against a 50, but now that Misty's coming on in, not really a 1v1. But look at that juicy ram there, 200 extra damage. High not able to pen that shot. Misty going for a ram of his own. But there we go, guys. Honda taking game one relatively convincingly. JTA was maybe a little bit of a bait with that death arrow. I was focusing on it for a while, and I wasn't really paying as much attention to the rotation that they were making into the D corner. They quick kill on Cora, who I guess was ammo racked, but it wasn't for that much HP. I think he was maybe on 1,000, maybe a little bit less. It's really those high HP heavy ammo racks that make a huge difference, but like a mid HP light tank, not quite as much, although, because I don't think he was getting away regardless. He had 4 tanks on him, but I guess still, yeah, if you want to say, oh, ammo rack won them the game, I can't really stop you from saying that. Okay, what is this strategy here from Ponda? They're messing around a little bit. I don't know, they've got something cooking here. We're seeing 6 T100s on Canal. They are playing with their food. That is a bold statement to make against the number 2 team, Cora's Origin roster. But they're running 6 T100s. I am curious to see how this goes. What do you even do with 6 T100s? Maybe 5, maybe they're switching one out, but it's a lot of lights. We're a good old Origin team in Joker. I don't understand what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. First season for Rejects, they won DFM and they did good against Old Origin and Joker. I see what you're saying. Okay, Pro Orange, I think what you're doing here is you're kind of being very antagonistic to people saying, oh, you're not top 32 or you're top 16, whatever. I'm going to time you out a little bit. You're not being very kind with your messages. Be nicer instead of trying to make fun of people for their accomplishments. We're all here to enjoy the stream, all right? So let's be nice. Thank you. Game number 2, Ponda versus Origin. Let's get it. Oh. And I wonder what Origin are thinking right now, seeing those 6100 LTs. I mean, I don't even know what to think. Like, where are you putting them? Are they swarming D? Are they going for a complete cross-map crazy thing? Looks like Sherman's saying I go C or PEG, so maybe they're going for a quick C grab here and then switching over to D. I don't know. But they can do a lot of crazy stuff with their lights. Don't know. Game still hasn't started yet. Come on. Someone hasn't loaded in. Let me see. Someone is lagging. But where are all of the light tanks going? They're not going D. They're going A. Q just spotting this crossing and everyone else is going A. That is an interesting strat. You're seeing some blind fires. The T100 LTs from Origin are, of course, going to be scared. But look at this. The double T100 High and Cora are pushing into the corner, and they're going to run into a bunch of light tanks here. Oh my goodness, Pagman's taking a lot of damage. Where's Pagman? Pagman getting completely nuked out from where he is. I didn't see what happened there. Oh, he was up top. But High is going to go down immediately to all of the light tanks from Ponda in the corner. Down goes High. He is dead immediately. Korra trying to run away. They're going to have to make a play. The heavy tanks are going for Kujis here, but all of these farms from the T100s is going to be absolutely nasty. Look at Chris. Chris is going to get deleted. Archangel is going to get deleted. Korra does go down as well. And look at this, 6 T100 LTs. 3 of them all in the A corner. They're going to have such good farms into Chris and Archangel. Kujis still alive, holding on tight. Wara, that's Sherman. He's going to be kiting Zabi around. But look at this farm. And despite the fact that Ponda have 6 light tanks, they've already brought back the HP deficit. Mask can try to help Wara out against Zabi, who's kind of sitting up top. Chris gets completely farmed out full HP. Mask is going to try to help out Wara with Zabi. Rob is coming around undetected, though, and that could be a bit of a scary thing. He's going to find Kujis and get spotted. So Pagman needs to be aware of that. And yep, down goes Kujis, but Archangel picked as well. Mask and Wara, aka Sherman, are now going to 2v1 Zabi. And guys, the 6 T100 LT strat is going to work for them. Oh, I accidentally click off of Pagman there. He's kiting away from Rob. Rob trying to look. JTA is going to have farms. And look at this. What a crazy, crazy strat here from Ponda. I am loving it. They are absolutely toying with their food here. All 6 light tanks left alive at the end of the game. And they take game 2 very convincingly as well. Guys, they are playing with their food. And this is the biggest defeat that we've seen Origin face in a long time. Granted, this is a new roster of theirs. But like, normally they put up a good fight against Joker or even in Grands. But now they're getting rolled in an arena. I think we might be seeing some roster changes potentially after this arena competition if things don't change and improve for Origin. Bro, get muted? Yeah. Just stop being toxic and putting people down for achievements or whatever. Naming yourself Pro Oranges. I'm not gonna keep going, but it's like, bruh, I'm just so focused on putting people down for achievements and focusing on a pro camo, bruh. Anyway, we'll move on to Nube for games 3 and 4. And at the pace things are going, they might be the last games of arena competition here in summer 2025. They don't all have names. I've streamed several arena competitions and they're all named the same thing. I usually separate them by the season. I don't know if I've streamed all of them. I think I've streamed 3 as a streamer and then a 4th one as a player. But for me, like when I have all of them labeled down in my notes, I have arena competition 1, arena competition 2, this one's arena competition 3, and then there's the arena competition player edition. So I don't know how many there actually have been. If there is 4, or if there's more that I just haven't streamed, but I don't really know. Anyway, we'll move on to Nube for games 3 and 4. Let's go to introduce the map. And his Draconic is correct. Timed out. Wasn't much, only 5 minutes, but enough for him to be muted and think about what I had to say for a little bit. And then he can come back when he decides to behave. No big deal. Need to look something up really quickly, so 1 sec here. I didn't see what's being said in the chat, unfortunately, because I was tabbed out. But here we are, guys, game 3. And IS-4 in Mouse for Ponda, 2 less seen tanks, although we've seen a Mouse for Ponda already once. On Faust. Origin Ruck and plenty of MLEs, 2 and 5Bs, and a Super Conk. No light tank to be found in this game. Actually, I lied. Ponda has 2 Mouse. IS-4 going alone on the Ramsey spots, Archangel, and Zabi and Korra. So good detection, just 1 tank there, getting all of that information. Ponda are going balls to the wall here, pushing right into the B base. Wara getting defended a little bit, though. Origin have a little defense set up for this side. And Sherman taking a good bit of punishment here. And okay, we are finally seeing Ponda get bled a good amount here, but the second push here from Paffy and Q just coming right behind High. They're going to go for that 2 and 5B first. 100%. And Mask kind of getting tunneled out first for Ponda. But they will get the quick kill on high. Ooh, nice gun block there from Paffy into high. Not able to put that shot in. It's now a 4-on-2 in the B base. Origin, of course, doing a good job of getting the kill on Pac-Man. It's going to take Whiskey a bit to find him. But the double mouse from Ponda are holding on quite nicely while the rest of Ponda cleans up over here. Origin has brought Zabi into the mix, so a second 2 and 5B, and he is now one of the main focuses for Honda. Q just going to put in a shot. Paffy puts in another. And it's a 3-on-3 now for Origin, who are looking fine over here. Those heavy tanks still alive. Both Mouse are still up and at him here. But at the moment, it is a big HP lead for Origin. About, not that big, about 1,000. Wara gets this kill on Tisky, which he does. Q just can hold on a little bit more against Rob. Paffaloopy's trying to help out with JTA over there. And he does that, putting that extra shot in. Kujis and Wara need to push forward because they know that Whiskey's coming in from behind. They're not doing that. If Kujis pushed forward a little bit, he'd be okay, but he's going to get picked off here. He's low HP. No, the reactive armor actually does save him. Wara's going to be able to get the kill on Rob. Whiskey should have the 1v2 here, but Wara can put that extra shot in. And Whiskey's going to go for the kill on Wara first. Kujis will sneak one in. Paffaloopy going down over on the other side. And GATA with the 1v1 in the mouse. He's going to go for a little bit of a ram kill, 33 damage. Not quite able to get it. We'll go for an HE on this, and that'll end up in a little bit of a 1v1 situation here. But no, GATA doesn't get the HE kill, instead damaging himself with a nice gun block from Archangel there. GATA going to try to back up with a speed boost, but he'll take yet another shot from Archangel, who's doing the 1v1 quite nicely, and that he is going to bring him low enough for Whiskey to be able to win this 1v1 most likely. He's got the extra HP. Going to try to get around the mouse, prevent him from facing the armor forward. GATA puts in the shot, but we'll see how well Whiskey can fight in the face hug against the mouse. No, missing that shot. Uh-oh. Can JTA clutch it up? The 1v2. He puts the shot into the cupola. Wait a second. Whiskey got to pen this one. Does he have it? He does have it, but he had to shoot heat. Now he's got to have to roll high, and JTA clutches the 1v1 against Whiskey. Oh my goodness. Full circle of redemption. JTA, the greatest 1v1 player to ever live, as evidenced first on the Mayan Ruins game against Joker, and now again on New Bay against Origin. Taking names, first taking Kami's name on Mayan Ruins, now taking Whiskey's name. And I thought Origin had enough for the win there, but man, JTA, gotta give him a thumbs up. You know what? I'm gonna do it, guys. We're bringing the silly hats out. We gotta give a crown to Mr. JTA here. My goat. Come on, where's the crown? Heavy is the crown, man. Where is it? Come on, can we move it? Da-da-da. I can't see it very well. How? Da-da-da. Open preview projector. Does that look good? Move it up a little bit. JTA, my goat. 1v1 champion right here. Clutching the game up very nicely. That was a 1v2. Good stuff, man. I'm proud of you. Best 1v1 player. Anyway, we'll move on. Next map, or next game, is also on New Bay. And Ponda have a completely realistic chance here to clean sweep Origin 7-0 today. That would be absolutely insane. Origin running double Super Conk, double 2 and 5B, double MLE, and 1 light tank. No light tank here for Ponda. They're going mostly MLEs and 2 and 5Bs. They're keeping their lineup nice and simple. And let's find out. Can Ponda clean sweep it to take home the arena comp? Let's get it, y'all. Good luck. Have fun. Here we go. Game 4. And here we go. Where do we see both teams at? I'm curious to know where the light tank's going. Looks like early spots in the A ramp. Is Origin lining up a nuke of some kind? Not quite. They're split up a little bit. And Ponder playing relatively passive in the middle, but sending a couple tanks all the way over to the A ramps. Both teams are going to be sending plenty of tanks all the way up here. Probably going to get away unspotted. Probably going to go for some sort of floating play in the CB area. Is Ponda saying push top? I see a chat message from Mr. Sherman saying push top, question mark. They have the tank mismatch here. It's a 4v3. The Origin's going to be sweeping through the C area. They've got shots into the side of Pagman, and Kujis actually getting farmed all the way from Korra with the HE. And Ponda needs to make a play here of some kind. They're kind of sitting in an awkward angle where Origin's got farms from the other side. But what are we seeing here from Pagman, Misty, and Mask? They're turning around. Quick shots into High and Tisky. And there we go. We're seeing the counter push happen. Shots into Tisky. High's going to try to go for as much farms as he can, but now Mask might chase him down. And that's an awkward position for a light tank to be. Looks like Origin's going to rotate a tank down. Zabi going to help out against Misty, who's the new focus fire. Mask missed the kill shot there. Not a kill shot, missed a shot into High. He's going to be able to get away, no problem. Mask missing again. Maybe a little bit of lag. Don't know what's going on, but unfortunately, Mask should have High down to nearly a one-shot at this point, but not quite able to get anything going here. And Origin is completely winning over on this side of the map. Core is going to help out as well. And Ponda taking a little bit of time to get things going over on the other side. They got the kill on Rob. Whiskey's quite low, but looks like Kujis is getting shot in the side as that area from Ponda is not really doing a whole lot. Kujis getting hit one more time. He might actually go down here. Archangel running that Adrenaline will get the reload to pick up the kill there, and that's massive. We're now seeing a 4v3 situation, actually. You do see the kill from Mask into Zabi. If he can put one more shot into High, that would be amazing. Don't miss this one, please. And he puts a big HE there. High missing that shot. He might even be able to put another, and he's got 367. He's tracked, though. And High going for another track shot? No. If Mask can just put in as many shots as he can, that would be great. Wara goes down to Korra, though, who's doing a good job over on the other side of the map. He's got plenty of HP to work with. And I don't think JTA can stop him from getting the kill and path loopy here. I think we are going to be seeing Origin taking a game here. And you know what that means. Their set is not over. Can't count Origin out, of course. They're a very strong team. Korra, very experienced captain. He'll get the kill here in Paffy relatively quickly. That speed boost helping him to get around there. And we are going to be seeing Origin take a game. No clean sweep today. And there we go. Those missed shots from Mask into High might have cost him that game there. Absolutely. Because, I mean, he did good, did 3.5k damage, 3.5k, but High being able to survive to the endgame there in a light tank, that's a lot of pressure that they put onto the Ponda team. So really good job there. Of course, Korra carrying with 5.1k. He did a really good job, even holding all of his HP to the end game. Ponda just took a long time taking action on the A ramp. Korra had side shots. Someone else had side shots as well, and he just got bled out pretty heavily in the opening, and that happened. But we are going to be seeing the next map, guys. It's Yukon. Yukon is going to be played today at least once, or they're not out of it. They have a chance to win this still. We're not going to be seeing that clean sweep. Maybe the momentum will shift a little bit. Maybe Ponda's finally hit the wall. We will see. Mouse winning a 1v1 against an AMX M4. Without Whiskey, that's crazy. Nah, man. JTA's the GOAT. You guys don't know his 1v1 skills. But alright, guys. We're on Yukon. Mouse from Ponda. 1 light tank. Double 2 and 5B. Origin running a light tank, and it's High. Are they going to have Korra in a second as well? Is Korra taking the main light role? Not really. I mean, High ran it last game. We are going to see double light tank. Okay. Sure. It works on Yukon, I would say. Gives you more flexibility over on the D side. You can be more comfortable in taking that positioning, and it can be good for getting information. But 1 Super Conk and no MLEs for Origin. Or not, no MLEs. Let's say no 2 and 5Bs for Origin. Tend to be seeing a lot of them from that team, so surprised that we're not seeing it. Anyway, here is the Yukon intro. I'm glad that the set wasn't a sweep. As entertaining as it is, I also prefer to see close, fun sets. And hopefully this will shape into one. And it looks like double light tanks from Origin are going to split. High will go towards D corner. Cora is going to try to quickly step C. Honda doubling the B grab is going to give them the cap lead, though, even though Cora stepped in a little bit first. Honda leads on caps. Mask spotting Whiskey is in an awkward situation. It's a really strange spot, but I guess that rock does cover him just enough. Origin will quickly push through D here, but Honda's already got A. And they are setting up a defense here. JTA getting some good information. Spotting with the mouse, he's going to anchor down. Honda has found Rob left alone here. Do they quickly push this with Kujis and Paffy? Could be risky, because look at all the shots from these guys into Kujis and Paffy. No, they're not taking it. They're not quite taking it. Actually, no, Kujis does take a good amount of damage here. And Rob should try to block Kujis from getting forward. Kujis backing up there might be a mistake if he gets farmed on the side, but it looks like Origin isn't worried about doing that. They're going to push right into JTA here, going for shots on the mouse, which is exactly what Ponda wants. Don't they want you to be shooting the mouse? Because that's the most survivable tank that'll take the longest to kill. Tiski's looking at him, and Pagman's just putting in free HE shots into Tiski. Put in a second shot there. No, he's looking elsewhere for Cora. Doesn't find it, though. JTA's still alive. And yeah, another free HE shot for Pagman. That's just free farms. And I think Honda have already got this one wrapped up. They are 5k HP in the lead nearly. Down goes Tiski. They are up a tank. Sure, they lost their mouse, but they gained a whole lot more. High is still messing with Mask. So last game, there were issues. Mask was having issues killing the light tanks. It seems like this game he is as well. Maybe he's lagging or something. I don't know exactly what's going on with Mr. Mask here. He's going to get taken down with a nice little sweep here from the light tanks. So I guess it's not over for Origin, but the HP difference is double now at this point for Ponda. So those light tanks can really do whatever they want. They'll take their time killing Kujis, but Archangel getting swept up here. It's a 5v3. Those light tanks can't do enough here. Zabi left alone. And guys, we are going to see your new champions for the arena competition here. It is going to be Ponda taking it in just a moment here, getting the kill on Zabi. Cora's going to get hunted down, trying to grab the A base. In the famous words of Mr. Nemo, die for time. They are running away. Sherman saying time for reverse sweep. Unfortunately, Mr. Sherman, you prevented the reverse sweep. Very sad to see it. Down goes Cora, down goes High, and your champions for the arena comp official, it is Ponda. Congratulations. I believe Paffy and Reaction have won the last 2 in a row now. Reaction didn't play a single game in top 4, which is pretty funny. But congrats to the W. If I click on Paffy here, I think he won the one before. Go to profile, tournament history. Yeah, arena competition win, and then down here, arena competition. This was our team. Reaction was there. Clean. Very nice. Congrats to them on the dubs. And that's it for the stream. I'm guessing that we might see some roster changes from Origin, because this is not typically what results that we expect to see from a team led by Cora. So we will see if they can bounce back in time for the upcoming season in August. They've got a full month to respond, adjust their strategies, maybe adjust their roster. Not to try to say that they're terrible players or they're the cause of this, but you know, there was some slop on every single team today, I think we've seen, but it happens. Overall, though, it was fun to watch. Ponda with a very fun strategy, especially on Castilla. No, not Castilla. Canal with the 6 light tanks, which is the most we've seen in a long time since the T100 was introduced and took the meta by storm. We haven't seen that many light tanks since, so that was fun. Anyway, GG's y'all. It was fun to watch. I will catch y'all whenever the next tournament starts, August 11th. I don't know if I'm going to stream every single day if it. Sometimes the day 1 of qualifiers tend to be skipped because it's just the top teams beating out the lower seeds. But sometime around then we'll start the tournament streams back up. Until then, I'll be around online. Just not really streaming a whole lot is my guess. We'll see. But yeah, catch you guys around. It's been fun. I should just realize I haven't been in the just chatting scene talking to the camera like I was trying to do. I was making a point to look at the camera and talk and be expressive and whatever, and then I realized, oh wait, I don't even have the camera on, but whatever. Anyway, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Yeah, see y'all around. As always, stay safe. Happy tanking.